Don't blink. It's your boy Ink. We'll go to look up there. We're thinking well because I'm having a wonderful day on this what should we call it? On this 5th June 2025. Today is gonna be a beautiful day. But before we start, we need to play the tower a little bit, because there was a lot of improvement yesterday, right? Which is great. We love improvement. New screen recorder. It works a charm. It works a charm like nothing I felt before. I need to be checking out the. Okay, perfect. It's too long. Okay, everyone. I give no gen. I can kick two. I can digital left. I just noticed. Victor. Would give a fair warning. Well, I just told you how good it was, and you let me down. Okay. Thankfully, it's not a big deal because. At Falcon, do what you must. Dear friend. Dear friend. Okay, so we have some little bit of drama in the tower. Okay, so now I just want to check out something. There's nothing. There's no labs, and there's no mission, which is great. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so we decided to do 5 to 6. Let's say 5 to 7 day. Friend. Let's keep it 7 for now, because before it wasn't really mentioned officially, and then we'll drop it. We'll drop it to 5 at the start of the new season. 4 weeks. I think 5 is more than enough. Okay, so it's too long. I will check it if most agree. You're offline for Fridays without notice. So usually sign someone's stuff is my opinion. Of course, something could happen private still. Yes, but at Falcon, yes, but we have been good. A lot of people come to me on Discord to announce, so at least they give a shit, right? 5 days of no notice would also be good. Okay, good. Do not need to go. Yeah, because people were not playing. People were not playing the game, so I'm like, fuck it. Fuck that. It's a bit of a problem. Okay, good. As for sea turtle, I possibly am responsible for him leaving. I warned him about low contribution in the chat, but also on Discord. I think he took it personal when it wasn't. You know? Manage. Important. Decided as a team and a guild that after decided I'll have to change the whole thing. Bunch of super active people giving each other advice. Really good place to be at. Welcome in. Enjoy your stay. Advice. Enjoy your stay. That 7 day of inactive kick. B. Thursday. Free joint. It's too long. Agreed. There's no objection. I can kick. Do what you must do. You must, dear friend. Change your flows. Agreed. If you are offline for 5 days without notice is my usual sign someone stop. You know? We're not doing it for now because it wasn't really mentioned officially. We're up at the start of the next new season. I think 5 is more than enough. As for Citadel, I'm possibly responsible for him leaving. I'm about to look at the version in the chat, but also on Discord. I think he took it personal when it wasn't, you know? There you go, that's perfect. That is perfect. Because it's true. It's not fair for people who play more, and it gives the idea that play when you want, no consequences. I don't think ask for a lot. Sea turtle. It was a bit odd because homie played every day. Didn't do mission, so that's for a lot. I don't think we asked for a lot. Plus, now people are warned when entering guild or reading description. Okay, good. Dome Link, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to our show. This is doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 5th June 2025. This is the sunrise we have. As you can see, we kind of have a somewhat of a nice sunrise. However, it's not the best. So I'm going to show you this because I think it's the best. It's a shame because if we filmed like 20 minutes earlier, there was less cloud. But I was working on the tower because, well, it's complex. There's a lot of people that are inactive in the guild, and it's bothering the people that are active. So, kind of doing a bit of mediation, you know. Okay, that's good. There's a treasure in that. There's a pounding in that. Later over. Then flamingos and cool. I felt like a minibar. DJ faster than the yard. Oh shit. You're close. Okay. Which one field will do then my damage? It's Friday night. Yeah, we danced on tabletop. Yes, we took too many shots. Think I kissed till I forgot. Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to our show. This is doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 5th June 2025. It is early morning. It is sunrise. It is a beautiful, beautiful morning. But the best thing about this morning is the weather. It is actually really nice. It is 21 degrees. Yesterday was 30, so it was really hot. Today we are tasting something. We are tasting a Ghost Energy drinks. It is a sour green apple warhead. There was another one which was sour green warhead watermelon, but it was 4.30 for the can, so I was like, fuck that. I can't justify spending $9 for a taste test. So today we're tasting sour green apple, and it's brand new. However, I have to give a shout out to Ghost again. Just the general just the general design is nice. I fuck with the can a lot. On this one, which is really cool, is if you put your hand on the Ghost, there's sort of like a texture which I really enjoy. But what I like the most is I told you guys when it came to my first review, which was Pink Lemonade of Ghost. I was talking about how Anthony Flex was wanted to introduce me to Ghost. Anthony is a nice guy, but Anthony is a nice guy, but he has this you know when you it's not necessarily bodybuilding, but his physique comes first. And when his physique comes first, when you train as much as he does, it's becoming in lifestyle. So what you eat is important, your macros are important, what you ingest for caffeine is important. So he was always drinking Ghost, and I was like, why? And then yesterday we learned that Ghost has pre-workout and has protein powder. So it's possibly the gym per excellence from the lifting community. However, we're seeing the meme of the white monster a lot. So let's test it out. Sour green apple is usually something I like. I'll be honest and say I don't necessarily eat warhead, so this is not something that I'm familiar with. Familiar with green apple, not familiar with warhead. It smells really good. It smells like green apple, which is one of my favorite fruit. It's funny. When I was a kid, my parents, I was raised by my father mostly. My father was there 12 days out of 14, and he always wanted me to eat fruits and vegetables. And I was like, fuck, I don't like fruits. But whenever you brought green apple, I would eat green apple. So green apple was my way to eat fruits. Shout out Granny Smith. It is phenomenal. They're really good. Oh, you can see the bird here. That's why there's so much noise. I'm in a good mood today because we have a lot of content to do, so I'm usually happy about that. I'm gonna say that it tastes. Oh, first of all, let's go with that. What you taste? The first thing you taste is kind of like a green apple juice. It doesn't feel like an energy drink. It doesn't feel like a soft drink. It's very potent in green apple juice. Then there's a long-lasting effect of sourness, and that sourness is really nice. That sourness is really nice because it's really potent. However, it is some kind of sweet. So yes, sour, but also almost candy sourness, which we love. By this I mean there's also some sweetness. It's just like it's not like, oh my god, this is so sour, I can't drink it. There's a lot of sour, but there's some sweetness to it, which come and balance the whole thing. And now I know what you're saying, dude. I want a sour. This is warhead. This is supposed to be sour. I'm not saying that it's not. It's just that because there's a sweetness, there's a certain cool effect to it. So it's not like, oh my god, this is not sour. I want my money back. But more so like, it's not only sour. There's more to it. Yeah, this is good. You see, you can still tell it's sour. I would be like, to me, well, it depends on the person, I guess. See, I think we all have our strength. When it comes to spiciness, I can handle spiciness. I really can't. When it comes to sour, I really like sour. As a kid, I would eat grapefruit, lemon, and lime. So I'm more used to sourness. I think that's why I'm not feeling it as much. But it's really good. I would strongly recommend it. I'll be honest. Okay. Fuck, I don't like that. It is better than Cherry Limit. It is better than Pink Lemonade for sure. However, I think I did prefer the. I think I did prefer the orange cream cycle. I just loved it. Also, if I had to add something to it, I'm a huge fan of the fact that I absolutely, I absolutely love it when two companies come together to I love when two companies come together for a collab. So if this is an official collab with Warhead, I'm a fan of that because most of the time collabs don't last. So that's kind of cool to see. With my review of Dose Energy, zero sugar, Tiger Green, again 10 calories, it's great. And that's pretty much it. I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Boom. Don't wait. It's your boy. Welcome to our show. We're doing well because I'm having a wonderful day. This is a little bit of a self-appreciation post. This is a little bit of a kind of like a reflection, if you will. But it's something that's fun. Fuck. You know what? Never mind this video. We'll do it after. We'll do a almond, and then we'll do an almond, and then we'll do the video. That way I can snack on making a video. But today we're tasting Kirkland almond marzipan dill croissant. I never had these before. This is possibly the weirdest croissant I've ever had. However, croissant is more so folded paste, folded dough. Paste is in French. So I'm super excited. I'm not necessarily a huge almond kind of guy, because my father's girlfriend, she used to cook a lot with almond essence, and she loved it, and it was way too much. So not the biggest almond guy. However, those are usually really good. So without even having it, what I'm looking for is a very soft, chewy croissant dough, and somewhat of like a almost stuffing, but almost like a pudding, something really really creamy. So I'm gonna have one of them. Super nice. My mom brought me this. She said, "Hey, I know that you like these." The smell is fucking unbelievable, unbelievable. Like it smells like heaven. It would smell. You think it would smell like only like almond, but it's more than that. It's almost like a cookie fresh out of the oven, which I really enjoy. So first of all, the first thing I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna open it to show you what's inside. Yes, perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. So you can see the croissant exterior, but you also see the middle filling, which is really nice. Okay. That was straight up almonds. Really nice. Really, really nice. Very soft. I tell you, I don't know why, but it gives me. Well, it's stupid. It doesn't. It gives me a almost a pudding consistency, but since it's kind of like sandy, it almost gave me a bread pudding consistency, which I really enjoy. But the bread pudding could be the effect of the croissant, and my brain telling me, "Hey, you're eating bread." The top pastry is amazing. And because my mom, she also bought me some croissant. And we had some this morning, so. I was looking to croissant, but it's more dense. The best part about it is really the almond between those two. They work really nicely. It's such a good mix. It is messy though. It is messy. I can't remember making that mama's. Oh, this is so good. I Very rich, very well put together. And better than that. You know? Mm. Mm. I thought you had a filthy mind. That's what that I do. Mm. 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 Don't blink. Anyway, wasn't very controversial. Okay, they're doing well because they're having a wonderful day on this 5th. June 2025, we are waking up. It is the beautiful sunrise. It is 6:46 a.m. Which means that the sun rise about an hour ago. The tower. New shirt my mom got me. What do you guys think? You guys like it? I love it. Thanks, mom. We got another one. We got some chips. We got some breakfast. And I got an energy drink, which goes. This is my intro of the day on this 5th. Intro slash plan. It'll be super cool. Today's gonna be really cool. I'm hoping to work with Janice to finish the streaming. They want to play some Fortnite Thursday event that finishes today. I really want to get that. Other than that, we're gonna have a TikTok live. We're gonna have a bunch of stuff I can do. Once again, TikTok live is fun to do when you're eating. My mom, she cooked a lot of food. She cooked some macaroni with cheese, some soup, roasted chicken, some really good stuff. So I'm gonna have a better meal than just eating junk food all the time, which is nice. I like to do videos, but today, just like yesterday, it's gonna be a very warm day. So I'm gonna be doing videos until the phone overeats, which is possibly shitty because I'm gonna have to do instead of 30, but we'll see how it goes. Like for example, right now it's really nice. So the more I get out of the way this morning, the less I have for the rest of the day. And in the perfect world, only doing this because right now, so today's maximum is gonna be 27 degrees, which is really warm. But we're gonna get a right now it's 21 degrees, so it's not that bad. And around sunset, I'm gonna have we're gonna have I think it's 25, 24, 24, 25. Should be good enough. Anyway, let's get this day started. We have a lot to do. Let's get into it. I love you. Doubling, yes, you're playing. Welcome to the computer show. We have to do well. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day on this. Look at this new shirt. Hell to the year, I love it. Thanks, mom. On this 5th of June 2025, it's a little bit of a self-appreciation post. It's a little bit of a self-love post, which I shouldn't do because it sounds cringe. It sounds like narcissistic, but there's a really good reason as to it. So when you look at me, you don't really picture the shy guy, right? But I'm actually really shy in life. So when I make content, it's super easy. I'm talking to you guys, but I'm from my balcony. I'm from the kitchen, so it is more so a case of I'm doing good. It is more so a case of I'm in my own environment. It's more so a case of I'm in control, and everything there kind of puts me at ease, right? It's not like I was talking to 5 different people. So yesterday there was an event that happened that made me really, 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 really happy. So my mom, she was like, "Hey, I want to celebrate. We haven't seen each other for Mother's Day, but also the 13,000. You don't owe money to the government, so I want to celebrate that." And I was like, "Yeah, well," and it's funny because she texted me like Sunday, and she texted me, "Are you free Wednesday?" Usually she'll text me like a lot before, but I do prefer that because then I forget it and she's like, "Oh, you don't pay attention." Yeah, but you told me 3 weeks ago. So we're going for coffee because it's really warm. Yesterday is 31 degrees. So we're going for Starbucks. She had a ice strawberry cappuccino. I had a crunchy caramel cappuccino. Cold. with shaved ice in it, which was delicious. And we're talking, and I'm lucky enough at the table. So this is our table. There's this table next to us. There's this table in front of them, so diagonal from me. And I'm lucky enough because the guy speaks very loudly. Not the well, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you the fucking punch, but it was a interview going on. And there was this boss, there was this employee, well, possible employee, possible candidate for employment, and so they were talking. I was hearing them, and my mom. Me and my mom would like to talk, but my mom, she was eating her cold ass drinks. Because she was eating her cold ass drink, she was like, "Oh my god, this is so cold. This is not good for my sensitive teeth." So she wasn't the most talkative, and I was listening to them, and then I was kind of not. See, there's this. Oh, I hate talking about this because it's so stupid. When you talk about it, it's so stupid, but this is a human nature. So, not nature corn. So we do this every single day, but human nature in itself. So I was like, okay, well, I don't know the guy. I didn't know the interviewer, and I didn't know the interviewee. I don't know if that's what you say, but I'm French. Look at this. This is gorgeous. We just went out about. We've been making out there for 21 minutes, which is pretty good. Look at this. Are you kidding me? This is really nice. This is really luxurious. So we're listening to the interview, and I'm looking for work. And at first, and I'm kind of paying attention to my mom what she's talking about, but I'm also paying attention to what he's saying. And it was kind of like not necessarily a problem, but it was a harder situation because the employees, well, the possible employees, was talking really loudly, but the boss wasn't talking really loudly. And human nature was like, okay, well, this guy's looking for a job. Let's give him. It's like a bro code, but like an employee code. You're not gonna say, hey, fuck this employee, so I get a promotion, right? It is live and let live, and may the best man win. Best man, best woman, best whatever you want. Best nail if you want. Best nail is actually really rare though. So long story short, the guy comes in, and I sort of overhear the boss saying, "I'm looking for a management position." I'm like, "Fuck," you know. But at the same time, I was talking to him and went really well. So I went to him. So I was not doing. I told you guys how finding. I did a video about it. How finding a job was really hard for me because it feels like I'm begging. It feels like, oh, sir, please give me an opportunity to work for you. And of course, I understand. People when they saw the video, they didn't understand that I wasn't. They had a hard time understanding where I was coming from. It was not, well, possibly is, but the main focus wasn't like, oh, fuck the boss, fuck bosses. It was more so like I don't like, and I don't appreciate the fact that a relationship where I need to survive, I need you to pay my bill, I need you to pay the rent, whatever. I just don't like the fact that I have to start this way. But I also get it. Like for example, you go to an interview, like, okay, right away, this is the boss and I am the employee. So I was like, and it doesn't make me comfortable, but it makes me shy. It's I don't know what makes me more shy. Is it the fact that I'm asking for help, or is it the fact that I'm asking for a job? I don't know. I do not know, which kind of sucks. Say that I'm sorry, but the sky is beautiful. I woke up; it was only cloudy. I woke up because I was hoping for sunrise. Okay, so I have an notification on my phone that will tell me this is how much cloud there was. There was not supposed to be that much cloud. I got unlucky. Now it's freeing up a little bit, and it's still early morning. We still get the benefit of a sunrise. But yesterday I went in, and I feel I I wanted I want to appreciate myself because we made the effort of going out for the bosses, which I don't usually do. But it was more than that. It was like, yes, I kind of step on the toe of a person, but I don't know the person. So is it really bro code? I don't know you. Like it's like, oh, dude, I like this girl, but she dated a guy that I've met once 5 years ago. I don't really care, you know. But then again, it was like, okay, well, this guy just had an interview, and I came in, and I was like, I was really nice to him, shook his hand. He looked kind, but I don't know. And the fact that I made the effort, or that I went forward. But here I am. Here's my CV. Blah 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 blah. Now, there is a caveat to this pride. There's a caveat to this amazing feeling, and it's not a big deal, but it kind of is. I gotta be honest and say, I don't know if I this is sad, but I don't know if it was more out of this. Oh, the phone is too hot. It's not a big deal. We'll fix it. It is cold today. It is 21. Well, not cold, but still. Was it me who was really putting myself forward? Was it because I was desperate to find a job? I couldn't tell you what it is. If it is me that says no, you know what? You have to put your head down and just charge at life. Or was it like, yo, you really need this job, this is an opportunity in front of you, this is kind of fate, so let's just try it. And I don't know what it was. I would prefer if it's, because out of determination, I was talking about this with a friend yesterday. He was fixing the phone, and he's Muslim, and he was talking about tests, right? And he was, look at the phone, how broken it is. I'm going to buy a new one soon. So he was talking about tests, right? And how important tests were, and how it, you know, but more than that, he was talking about how we're always being tested. This felt like a test, right? And the craziest thing is, I didn't think that I was going to break the phone yesterday. I didn't think that I was going to talk to the boss yesterday. And when I did, to have a conversation with someone I didn't think I was going to have a conversation. It's not like, oh, I'm going to call him because I miss him. It was the same day, and they were both saying something. So, for example, there was a boss, and there was a guy that said life test to him. Like, okay, well, you know. Ultimately speaking, like I said, I think intention-wise, it's really important. Like, for example, I had a fight with my father 2 days ago, and my father was in a bad mood. But this, I'm not gonna do a long video about it because, again, it's so, I think it is. So I have a fight with my father. My father is right now fixing. He has a duplex. Look at this. You see this the cloud? This is beautiful. He has a duplex and he's fixing it, right? And he's fixing it. He's fixing the duplex, and he's obsessed with it. But I was obsessed with concentration, so he's becoming aggressive. Like, hey, I can't talk to you because I have work to do. I do the same thing. Or it's like, hey, you want to take a coffee? No, I'm doing the work outside. And I understand it. So last week he asked me for help to carry something heavy, and I'm like, I'm not working. My pleasure to have you do so much for me. So he gets mad at me for the traffic because like, oh, I need to work. I'm losing time in the traffic. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? And then he was like, I was tired, so I asked him twice. I said, if I go home, that okay. The first time, the second time he said, if I go home, you're not gonna get mad because I want to help you as much as possible. Everything that you need me to do, I'll do it. I just want to go sleep because it was really. I am a night owl, so I'll wake up at like 3 p.m. Sorry, and I'll go to sleep at like 8 in the morning. He called me at 10 in the morning. I'm like, fuck. It doesn't call me for much. I was like, I want to go to sleep, but I want to help you first. Priorities. And he was like, you wouldn't know what help is. You wouldn't know what hard work is. And I was like, you're trying to hurt me. You're just trying to hurt me. Why are you doing that? And we got into a fight 2 days ago because he was like, yo, I know I said something bad. I said, he asked me why I was mad. And I told him what she said was nice. He said, yeah, but you made mistakes also. And he was talking about in general in life. And I'm like, the difference is when I make mistakes, there's no malicious intent. When you say things like that, it's to hurt somebody else. So yes, I do make a dozen more mistakes than you per day. but there's never ill intent. And because there's never ill intent, then you can't be mad at me, but good intention, you know? So this was it for the work. The intention was behind it was important. And the attention being so important, like for example, this situation happens again. I'm not saying that it will, but if it happens again, you can pinpoint the way you were feeling before, and this will push you to do it. So I have this math test. I know that I have to study this and this and this. Usually I study in this way. It helps. This one is a bit harder. Let's change the way we're studying, trying to improve our study ability and get the best out of it. I think that's it. Anyway, long enough video. I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink. Yes, you blink. Welcome to the show. I was doing one because I'm having a wonderful day. Forgot to do a thumbnail, so let's do a thumbnail. On this 5th June 2025, as you can see, it's really early morning. It is sunrise. The sky is beautiful. It's very cloudy, but the clouds are slowly going away. So this is gonna be amazing when I gotta do this video today, because I got a couple of videos to do. And today I want to come in. Usually what I do is I like to do like a bunch of videos together, but I think it's better. We were shopping last week, and we found a couple of new chips. So we have Lay Feast. The reason why I'm so happy about this is that it's Lay's, but it's completely different. I didn't even know what Lay's Feast was. Nor I don't think it matters, but the fact that it is, it's kind of cool. It's limited edition. It feels special. Even if it's a marketing scheme, I don't give a fuck. I'm a sucker. Sell me. So I saw this, I saw the nice packaging, which was cool. I was like, okay, well, I gotta try this. We're tasting buffalo. Now, the reason why I'm saying that I like to do group videos is because we also bought sea salt and lime, and we also bought barbecue. Right? Now the cool thing is there's only 3 flavors. They're all Lay's Feast. They're all limited edition. There's only 3 flavors. What I love here is the disco ball. This one has a Tabasco. And this one has a female disc. So possibly festival. Lay's Fest, bro. I'm super excited. I never had these. Rockin' Buffalo Rock. Lay's is proud to support potato farmer across Canada. And it's super cool. Chip from Alberta. Really like the packaging here. Besides, why this is important. I really like the packaging here. Besides, it's a limited edition. We might never see these again. Look, this is beautiful. Lay's Rocking Buffalo flavored potato chip. Crank up the volume when bold buffalo spices need a tangy kick. This is the flavor of summer. Well, if it is the whole summer, it's not really limited edition. I don't know what it is limited edition. But first, turn off the smell test. Smells really good. It smells barbecue though. It's a really nice smell. It is the same chips. Lay's do the same chip every single time, so it's a bit boring, right? So it's only about the flavor. I like it. This is really nice. Oh, this is really cool. Not my favorite chip by far, but it's nice. It's nice because the buffalo is the flavor that you eat the most, so it comes in and kick you in the face. Buffalo, I'm not familiar with sauce. However, we like this chip from all the flavor, which is buffalo wings and blue cheese. I know what buffalo tastes supposed to taste like. This really tastes like buffalo sauce, which is really nice. There's a certain kick to it. There's certain kick. There's a certain spiciness to it. What's really nice here is because it's buffalo ranch, there's also this creaminess to it. So yes, I'm having this bold flavor, this bold spiciness, and then like a soft wave of ranch comes and carry me home safely. This is really nice. This is really, really nice. I mean, it's tangy. Very important. It's nice because it's a bit spicy, but it's not spicy to be spicy. It's spicy and flavorful. So I'm liking these a lot. Yeah, definitely a plus. They're good. Not my favorites, but I'm gonna have to taste it. See, I'm always gonna be more lenient with flavor that are limited edition. It's just exciting. And again, I have to repeat myself, but I don't care if I'm a simple freaking simpleton that fell for a marketing scheme. You told me something, I bought it. I'm happy to eat it, and that's it. Anyway, I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. On the radio. Daddy and Lisa. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. My apologies. What is that? Okay, cool. A little bit of work. We're gonna do season 1 of Kenny vs. Penny. And if I can, I'm gonna do season 2. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna play some video games. And that's pretty much it. Okay. I have to check if I'm still uploading them. I hope I am. Because the computer, it closed yesterday. I have to restart from 0. I think I'm gonna try to do resume. If I can do resume, I'm in a good position. If I can't, I'm fucked. Because I didn't plug the phone yesterday. So it's really bad. Multi-window closed. You're too hot. Oh, yes. Yes. I can resume it. Good. Oh, I went to, I didn't have a lot of time with the computer. Okay, good. My apologies. My apologies. My apologies. good.
Let's get into Chris Pine. So somebody says a few years ago, I met Chris Pine in a hotel bar in Vancouver. He invited me and my friend to have a threesome with him. He me out.
Oh my God.
And then I just watched him my friend while Nirvana was playing before I ended up calling my boyfriend in the bathroom and having him come pick me up.
So I heard a rumor, Chris, that years ago you had a threesome and you played Nirvana. I mean, talk to me about that. How hung are you? Yeah, it's amazing. Sorry, I anteed it up.
That was so good.
Shotskis with Dumois. Okay, yes.
When I was 10, my dad took me to the doctor and he was like, what did you do to this kid? Are you giving him steroids? He's like, no, the kid doesn't stop lifting.
What's the point of nature corn? It's not gonna work because it's too hot. Let's not do it, so let's fucking go. You can go. Working can work. So Link, yes you're going. Welcome to the Third Show. Doing well, having a wonderful day. Super excited to be there with you today. Today we're doing season 1 of Kenny vs. Penny. Once again, I'm gonna be not doing a long intro because we did it yesterday. This is gonna be season 1. This is the longest season. This is 26th episode of the 86th of the series. I'm gonna be doing a rapid quick fire. The pilot's gonna be here. So very simple. I'm gonna go bullet points, a couple minutes per episode. Some of them are really good, some of them are kind of shitty. If I like an episode, I talk more about it. It's gonna be super simple. Plot points, how I feel about it, great moments of the episode. Sorry about yesterday. Yesterday I was supposed to do it. I ended up reading the Wikipedia. This is classic English. I'm gonna be using my tool, which is the list of episodes. The list of episodes should be enough. I know this by heart, so it's not that big of a deal. And that's pretty much it. I'm excited because I have been wanting to do it for a couple of days. But I never get around to do it. So by the way, people were telling me, hey, you didn't mention Testes. I haven't watched Testes and I don't know what Testes is. Testes felt like a comedy, and to me, Kenny was more, because again, I told you guys how much I love Kenny. Kenny was more of a brilliant mind than a comedian. So we got season 1. I had to change websites. Kenny Wiki, which is good. Do we have a list? There you go. No. Okay, so this is odd. This is really odd. This is really odd. Why? Because the phone's gonna be too hot and I'm not gonna be able to film Nature Corn, which sucks, but it's okay. It's really odd because I saw the list of episodes, right? And in their book, so this was aired in 2003, which I didn't know. In their book, season 1, episode 1 is who is the best fashion designer, which is not true. The first episode is who can lose the most weight. I just think that they switched the 2 and the 12 because if you look at number 2, we can say the longest is good. We can be a better chef is good. We can set up the longest is good. We can set up the cow and with the sameness, they're all good. So it doesn't really matter. So we'll go here. There's no pilot episode. So I'm gonna go with the pilot episode first. Pilot episode is what? The competition is called who can gain the most weight in a week. Later on, they decided to do 3 days. So Kenny and Spenny would have an episode per week. They would do 3 days of shooting, so that way they have 4 days of editing. Now I don't know what this changed. It's very it's not that important. It's important if you're a nerd about the show, which I am, but I'm not that much of a nerd. So the pilot is actually one of my favorite episodes ever. It is a very, very, very basic episode of Symphony. It's shot in Los Angeles, which is the only episode that's not shot in Canada. If you don't take in consideration, we can say on Night and the Longest. So yeah, so these are the only two episodes that's done in Canada. We're watching here because I'm filming Nature Corn, but since the sun is hitting the cell phone, the cell phone will get hot, and because the cell phone will get hot, I won't be able to film, which is not a big deal. If I can film a little bit, I can film a little bit. I'm not a asshole. I'm not a fooler when it comes to this. Funny thing is, I was talking about how Kenny was Spenny. Kenny was doing a lot of Nazi joke. Right now we're watching Full Metal Alchemist, and also talking about Nazis. So kind of like a weird thing. It's a pilot episode. Why I like it so much? It's super simple. It is very different. So the intro is different. The feeling of the show is different. To me, the pilot episode is both weak, both the perfect representation of Kenny vs. Penny. Talking about the noise of playing a video game. So we're playing The Tower, if you were wondering what it is. One of my favorite games, if not my favorite game. So why do I like it so much? Because the intro is different, but it's the same thing. It's like, oh, two best friends compete against each other, with glory for the winner and loser humiliation for the loser. The same thing. It is still Kenny fucking with Spenny, and it's still Spenny being kind of like a douchebag. Not necessarily a douchebag. I feel bad about Spenny. I'm an asshole to him, but it kind of deserves it, right? And I wanted to mention something before, and it's gonna be the weirdest thing I'm gonna say all day. And trust me, I say weird shit. Miriam was the one that got it. Kenny's way of seeing life was because he had siblings. He was much more social, so he was much more aware and adapt at social interaction versus Penny. And Miriam said, so Kenny said, why do you think it's so easy to mess with Penny? And Miriam's like, he never had bigger brother to pick on him. He doesn't know how to react, which she does, right? So the pilot, what I love about it is, it feels like, long story short, it really feels like an episode of a show that you love, that you know. It really feels like it has this Kenny versus Penny DNA, but it's completely different. So for example, we have Penny finding some dates, which it's not that bad, but it's more so a personal aspect of life. So instead of focusing on the competition, it's more so like how, so it's more so, I would call it to be honest, I would call it revolutionary. I would also loosely call it revolutionary, because it is half vlog on Spenny's side, not on Kenny, on Spenny's side. It would be half. I don't have the weight, so don't ask me about the number at the end. It would be half a competition, half a daily vlog. Now, YouTube came out in 2005, 2006, which possibly was the first vlog. This was historical. It feels amazing. Kenny is just about lazing around and eat. Kenny in this one isn't crazy as we know him. However, the pilot, they were trying to sell the pilots, and if you see season 1, there's not that much like craziness. When they start producing the show and directing the show, then this came like, fuck you, we could do whatever we want. There's an episode called "Who Can Get Further with the Other Guy's Mom," which is fucking funny. But yeah, so this is a very odd episode. Kenny is lazing around. Penny wants to work out. So Kenny, it's super cool. It is super cool because there's moments where he gives food to the homeless, which is, again, I think it's to look good, right? To make him seem like a good guy, right? There is some again DNA of Kenny with Penny. So Penny buy a fridge, right? See, phone is too hot, which I don't mind. It's okay. As long as we get a little bit of nature corn every single time, I don't mind. It's a warm day today, it's 27. So Penny has a fridge and Kenny gets into it. But at the same time, which is kind of good because this is the DNA of the show. Kenny was talking with Penny. It kind of sucks because Penny is already aware of it. My problem with the pilot is they don't talk about Kenny, they don't talk about Penny. It feels like an episode of an already started series. It doesn't feel like an introduction. It doesn't feel like, hey, I'm Kenny. I would have loved a little, I'm Kenny Hotz and I'm Penny Nolan Rice. I would love that. In this one, Penny is an asshole. And it's funny because the first episode that I watched wasn't that. So he has his personal trainer and he brings him in. And then it's so fucking funny. It's so fucking funny. This is, to me, this is great television. The path is so fucking special. I love it. So you got Rod, which is the trainer of Penny, coming and choking out Kenny. And now after that, you don't know what happened. You don't know that Kenny was really putting him to sleep. And then you have Kenny that's woken up. That's okay. It's like, yeah, all the worst that she did was put me to sleep. Ooh. So it's like, this is what happened. So this is like it's a confessional. This is how I feel about the situation, which I love. But more than that, it's there's this very cinematic moment, and I mean very cinematic. So while Rod is choking Kenny, you got Penny looking at the scene and being shocked. And in that case, you feel like he did bring Rod to bully Kenny into winning because Kenny was cheating. The problem with Penny is he's reactionary. So, for example, Kenny fucks with his fridge. Penny fuck with his clothes. So Kenny cheat. He brings Rod to say, "Hey, this guy's cheating. Help me out." Rod goes too far, and then Penny's like, "Holy shit, what have I done?" Well, he didn't do shit, right? Kenny is okay. It's shitty that he got choked out, but he's okay. He's a man about it. At the end, Kenny win because he cheated. He gave it's not laxative. It's there's two things. There's whey protein, which is it's like powdered milk, if you will. There's grease and everything, and there's whey protein. And the whey protein is all of the good protein of the milk without the calories of the milk. So we give him the whey, which makes you lose weight. So great episode. The humiliation is this is the problem with some of the humiliation. So they gave out the plot to a movie. The movie is Unbreakable, which is an old movie, but again, the show is old, so it's okay. They have flip phone. Season 1, episode 1, who can lose the most weight. Now, in this one, this is more so. In Penny, they have the house, which is crazy. I don't remember if it's the house that they end up having. I don't remember. No, it's not. It's not. It's not because it isn't at all. By the way, Kenny owns that house. They have the Kenny versus Penny house. Kenny owns it, and he does visit for paid money. The very first episode. Now this is really my cup of tea. We get them sitting on the couch talking about their strategy, talking about the rules. I don't think there's rules yet. It's been a while since I watched the show. This is still my memories. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be recapping the show today, and I'm going to be reviewing the show tomorrow. So today is cold-blooded, no preparation. Tomorrow's preparation, which should be super cool. So you got to, what I really like is Kenny is about how he's gonna do it. Penny's gonna think about how he's gonna do it. There's a great moment in there, like for example, Kenny putting a metal rod over his head to look heavier. And so the problem is we don't weight that crown. So it does say the crown weighs So Kenny ends up winning by 0.5 pounds. And you could say the medal rod was 5.5, but we don't really have a number for that. So did he really win because of that? No, just wait. Um, Kenny works out. He goes to fucking hot yoga with a crop top, by the way. With a crop top. And Kenny is just lazing around. But Kenny does a lot. So Kenny goes to get his colon empty. He takes laxative. He spits, which is really good. Spenny goes the hard route. However, in Kenny weighs, Spenny weighs, he does the worst thing that you can do is he gets really sore the first day. So on the first day, he's like, holy shit, what am I supposed to do? And he gets really injured. Well, not injured, but really sore. So he takes bath. He goes for yoga. He can't do the yoga. So Spenny is a perfect example of I planned it, but I cannot do it. Versus Kenny is I didn't really plan it, but what can I do? You know. There's some good moments where doesn't really fuck around with each other. It's just a classic competition. It's just compared to Pilot, it's a lot more vanilla. There's not really a moment like holy shit, this show is crazy. But at the same time, it's good TV, and this is what season 1 is. It's good TV. It's just not Kenny versus Penny crazy. Kenny versus Penny works really well because from season 1 to season 6, it's a graduation. It's more and more and more crazy. Versus they would have been crazy in season 1, but season 1 they're very tame. And this is upping the ante and upping the ante and upping the ante. So kind of a cool episode. And I gotta say, I don't remember the humiliation with this one. I'm sorry. Again, I haven't watched a show in like a year. However, I'm gonna say that I remember Spenny losing and being really cool about it, and be like, you know what, you won, good for you, congratulations, you know. And I like that. It's not about. Well, at the same time, he doesn't know that Kenny cheated, so maybe that's why. You see how nice this is? This is crazy nice. I'm filming. Cool. The pilot also, the reason why I like the pilot a lot is it feels like no budget. This one feels a bit more budget. Season 1, episode 2, who can say I waited longest. So this is fucking phenomenal. So they go in this competition, and this one is, to be honest, this is the really first quality episode. So the pilot, in my opinion, is artistically good. Who can say away the longest is television good. So for example, so they go in and they said who can say away the longest. Super simple competition. At first, Kenny talks about his way of doing it. Kenny loves coffee. He loves coffee. Penny doesn't have coffee, so Kenny uses paraphernalia, not paraphernalia into drugs, but he uses coffee pills. He uses coffee a lot. He doesn't want to sleep. And this competition is really nice. I gotta say, who can say away the longest? When I first watched it, I didn't like it. When I watched it the second time, I didn't like it. I grew to like this episode a lot for multiple reasons. I'm going to end to it. So they both get in. I think like, holy shit, I want to sleep. However, and it's really a cool experience because Kenny tells us it's more so about, hey, this is the second day, this is the third day. There's this really funny scene, and it's Spenny classic. Possibly one of the funniest thing that Spenny have ever said is that who the first one to sleep loses, and they're filming him, and they're like, dude, and Spenny's like to the camera, it's like, dude, there's only 6 hours in. How can we fall asleep? I'm not even tired yet. So they use his tactic once again. Spenny has no tactic. He has his nephew come in, and his nephew makes a lot of noise. Is to keep him awake, which is funny because he does spend a lot of energy. But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, this is crazy. And this is good old Kenny vs. Penny because they go on the roof and they throw eggs at people, which is funny. But it's more than that. It's more than just that. It's two completely different person and a completely different reaction to that same trial. Kenny feels good. He feels it's sort of a high. Kenny also uses a lot of, like I said, coffee pills, so he has an advantage. Spenny does drink decaf, it doesn't work. So that's actually pretty funny. What ended up happening is they go to a science fair. Kenny's in a wheelchair because like, yo, I don't want to spend energy. So it's funny. There's what is kind of cool is they actually did really freaking good. I think did really freaking good. This episode is momentous, is amazing, because so for example, they go in the morning, and they say the morning really helps. Spidey does find a way, which is cold shower, which does help. They're waking up, they have the sunrise, like, oh, even though I'm tired, sunrise helping me, which I confirmed. I had some complete night of working, of making content, so I can confirm that sunrise does help. What else? Their sleep, yes, there's a couple of more things we can talk about. There's the fact that they went to a doctor to see their sleep because they don't fall asleep, so they're saying, okay, well, we're gonna see who's more tired. They're both similar. Kenny's a bit more awake. Now, this is the craziest thing with Penny and Kenny. Kenny, yes, is more awake, but Kenny uses coffee. He uses that natural stimulant. He uses coffee pill, he uses coffee. Penny is going in blood cold. He's going in with no help. And Spenny is more tired than Kenny, but not by much. Not by much. So if Spenny would have taken coffee just a normal amount, it would have been good. It would have been really good. And even the coffee pill, we could have taken the coffee pill, it would have been good enough. There's that, there's this. There's the famous clicker moment where Kenny buys a machine. When you tilt your head, it's keeping you, it's making a noise to keep you awake. And the cool thing is, this is a cool gimmicks. It's funny, it's like, oh, gimmicks. It's a cool gimmicks, but it's also a really good show and tell. So when it does this, and this is what I really enjoy. This is a moment that I find the most entertaining about Kenny versus Penny. So you hear the sound, and Penny's like, what is that sound? And then Kenny smiles, and he explains to him calmly. It's like, oh, this is my tactic. This is what I'm using. And then when he's explaining, Kenny fucks up. Didn't explain it properly. He said, oh, this here, he makes mistakes on which ears. It's like, this is for that, this is for this, he makes mistakes. But it's cool because it does showcase Kenny. And this is the only way that it shows Kenny. That he's tired. This is the only moment of weakness of Kenny. Which is still human, it's still very human. So, good episode, Kenny wins. And the way Kenny wins is, I fucking love this moment. So, they're on the couch, and Kenny has the camera and he shows Penny. It's like, oh, Penny's sleeping. But it's really cool. Again, I'm sorry, I don't remember the humiliation. I'm sorry. Season 2, episode number 3. One of my favorite episodes. See, this is possibly the best episode in the season 1. Season 1 is so complex. It's such a mysterious thing. Season 1 is boring. It's a lot more TV. Okay, so what happened is CBC got the first season. CBC is governmental. CBC is more family friendly than Showcase. Showcase are like, fuck, do whatever the fuck you want, right? CBC like, okay, well, you gotta take care of the kids and watches your show. So it's a bit more tame. Really good. And Who's a Better Chef? This season, the episode is Who's a Better Chef. Now, this is kind of dumb because Spenny cannot cook. He cannot cook, but this is really, for fuck's sakes, again, too warm. Fuck. And this is where Spenny kind of shines and Kenny kind of shine also. So this to me, Who's a Better Chef? Okay, so it's complex. Who's a Better Chef is an episode that I watched earlier on my first watch through, and Who's a Better Chef is a good episode because no matter what, I would like it. I loved it. Now, realistically speaking, when I started watching the show more, started to watch Kenny, started to really like Kenny, and I was like, okay, well, I want to watch the show for that. But Better Chef is a good episode. So the funniest thing is in this pilot, Spenny's like, oh, I cannot cook. So right away, if you watch the pilot, you're like, you know that Spenny cannot cook. So Better Chef is the two people cooking. We meet Miriam. Miriam is there, which I love. I love Miriam. I think she's cute. I think she's hot. But it's more to the fact that she's a good sister. She's like, oh, my brother has this fun thing to do. I want to be part of it, right? I want to be part of it. And this is where this is both a really good plot, but also a really bad plot. So in Miriam case is the perfect case of we know each other. So for example, with Kenny versus Penny knows Miriam because he knows Kenny for a long time. He knows her younger sister. So there's this human aspect to it. But because there's this human aspect to it, it's like, okay, well, it's nepotism, to be honest. Versus, this person we don't know and we're both biased. However, Kenny didn't need bias because he's very good. Kenny is a really good cook. It's really hard to know Kenny background because it doesn't talk about a lot, but he's a really, really, really good cook. So they go in. This is, in my opinion, this is Kenny and Spenny at his best. So the first thing we do is we have the two of them making their plan. Kenny is like, I don't give a fuck, I'm a good cook. He makes some pussy joke. He said, I eat out a lot, right? Spenny calls his mom. And to be honest, am I a fan of Spenny? No. This is a very human moment. And he's like, Mom. And I'm going to paraphrase it, but that's basically what he says. Mom, I had this competition and I'm thinking about cheating. What do you think? And this is what I love. Before she even talk about it, Spenny tells her, it's okay if you're not okay with it. Like, you can say no. And it's a really good son moment versus... There's a really good son moment versus, we're equal. It's a really like, Mom, what should I do, right? Which is normal. Doesn't matter what age you are, a mom will be a mom. So I go in. So he goes in, and he's like, she said, I don't mind if he cheated because he cheated every single episode so far. Now, this comes in a bit weird. Because if you watch the pilot, you have 4 episodes. If you didn't, this is if you watch the pilot, this is episode number 4. If you didn't watch the pilot, this is episode number 3. If you watch the pilot, there's 3 episodes where there's 3 shows where he cheated. If you didn't watch the pilot, there's 2 episodes that he cheated. So it's not really, oh my god, he's a cheater. He cheated twice, right? So she tells him that he cheats. So Spenny goes to different restaurants. It's like, he's asking for a chef to help him. Then he finds a chef to help him, and the chef loses. Spenny fucking loses competition. Kenny goes out. This is a really good episode when it comes to the DNA of the show. Spenny was trying to cheat for the first time because he's not a cheater. It's like he doesn't know how to cheat. He doesn't know how to really, you know what I mean, right? But it's a really good episode. So then what ends up happening is, again, super fucking funny. What ends up happening is, oh shit, I'm not gonna have enough storage, right? Am I good on storage or no? I don't know. Kenny goes out and he pretends like he has his cooking show, and he goes to the restaurant and he goes to eat the food, and it's so nice. It's so nice because this is Kenny, and he eats so much, and he's like, he eats so much for free, and this is just Kenny, and it's beautiful. See, this is the thing. Nothing proves that Kenny didn't pay for the meals, right? He might have paid for a couple of meals, but I'm pretty sure that he got some meals for free. And all he had to do, show, I'm exploring restaurants from around the area. I would love to review your restaurant, and because he has a camera crew, he has a notoriety, a credibility, I guess. But anybody that would have asked, how is your show called? He would have not said shit. Everybody that did the research would have said, okay, well, this is not true. However, it's different because back then, and we're back in 2003, there's no like iPhone, there's no Android, so you have to go on the computer, you have to go on Google, and you have to write down, is that show really real, right? So that's like actually kind of cool. They go to the cooking competition, and the cooking competition is so fucking nice, because what I love about the episode, so for example, right, very soon we're gonna sit on a cow the longest, right? And to me, this is a show because the first thing that you talk about is what is the competition. Okay, so this is the competition, this is what I'm gonna do. So you prep, and then when you prep, you go in and you say, okay, well, this is my strategy, and this is how I'm gonna do it. So for example, with the cow, you have Spenny going to buy some gears, and Kenny being mental. So he goes in, right? With the chef, is the way we're gonna do it. There's a cheating. Spenny has a earpiece. I think he does canard duck. He does duck, and couscous, I think. And Kenny does a lot better. He does a champagne tree fried. No, he does a champagne cheese refried beans. He does his burnt black molasses ribs, and his mom hummus. Yeah, his mom, she makes amazing hummus. She makes amazing hummus because there's an episode where she makes hummus. Ooh, in this episode, I believe this is where we meet Safi. I believe this is where we meet Safi. It's like, this is my mom, and she makes some hummus. And I think it's this episode where she makes hummus, and the camera crew comes in and tastes it. And this is really humane. See, Kenny might be an asshole, but it's very humane. So he goes in. I'm 90 to 100% sure that it's Brendan, the sound guy, who comes in and he tastes the. Oh, I think it might be Sebastian though. He comes in and he's tasting the hummus, and then. He goes for Kenny's mom, and he goes for a hug because it's so good. It's so good. And it's really nice because it's like, oh, I'm going to show you how to make hummus. This is his mom partaking. And Kenny's mom, she's so sweet. Safi is so cute. She'll say things like, it's in the picture, she's taking a picture. She doesn't understand what's going on, but she's there for her son. She trusts her son, which is good. So they go into this. Kenny is a really good cook, and Kenny says, "Oh, it sounds like Spenny's cheating," which possibly makes the show a bit less believable. They have guest judges. They have 3 guest judges. I did say Miriam was a judge. Miriam isn't a judge. She's like an announcer. She'll go and she'll ask Penny, what are you cooking? She'll ask Kenny what is he cooking? The burnt black molasses ribs are so good. One of the chef asked him for the recipe. Listen, I don't know the name of the chef, I'm sorry. So at the end it's like, okay, well, Kenny won. Kenny prepared 3 meals. Penny prepared 1. And it sucks because I don't remember his name, but I know there's 1 male judge. I think it's two women judge and 1 male judge, 2 female judge, whatever. And the male judge seemed to be super fucking chill. And he goes in, it's like, I feel bad for Spenny because he came in almost guaranteed to lose because he presented 1 meal versus Kenny who prepared 3 meals. And I'm gonna paraphrase it, and he said something like, he's clearly talented. Kenny does a really fucking good job. And again, you feel bad for Spenny because he didn't win because he cheated. But then, and this is possibly one of the weaker part of Kenny vs. Spenny. Even 20 years ago, we know so little. Even 20 years after, we know so little of the production aspect to it. The behind the scene, how it was made. And the problem with this is, this is complex. This is a spoiler. Spenny ends up hating the show, but really, really hating the show. So, Kenny is the only one that talks about the show. Because Kenny is only only the narrator. Like, well, is this the truth of this Kenny version, right? Because Kenny is a bit narcissistic. He's gonna put himself in a good-looking position all the time. So yeah, that's pretty much the episode. The humiliation is the first one I remember. Kenny jokes about how Spenny's food was so bad he wouldn't feed his dog. I think it's his cat. I don't remember what he does, but he feeds Spenny animal food. And Spenny is like, "Yo, I ate a piece," and it's fucking funny. And I'm gonna be a bit an asshole here, but it's classic Larry David. It's funny because he said, "I'm Hill," but the way he said it is very, very, very. I don't want to say the word Jewish, but kind of very Jewish, right? Very old school Jew. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now we got season 1, episode 4. That's gonna take a long time, huh? 1, episode 4. Who can stand the longest? Okay, not the best episode, but kind of like a cool episode in itself. Who can stand the longest? To me, I wasn't a fan of Who Can Stay Awake the Longest. Who Can Stay Awake the Longest is good because there's a mental aspect to it, right? It's a mental comp versus a physical comp. The first thing that you're gonna give up is your mind, not your body. And even though Kenny was using so much coffee, his mind was still giving up, right? So we can understand the longest is a physical calm, but it's also kind of crazy cool. So they go in. It's like, okay, well, we're gonna start standing, and it's gonna be a physical competition. So what are the rules? And this is the first episode where there's really rules, and because the rules aren't precise, this allows. Oh, I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go in, guys. It's really warm. Okay, let's finish. Let's finish till episode. Let's finish this 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour, and then I'll go in because it's really starting to get warm. Yeah. Okay, we just started Who Can Stand. Let's do Who Can Stand. Okay, you know what? Let's do till Who's the sanest. So in Who Can Stand, there's not a lot of there's not a lot of rules, not a lot of clarification. So the first thing that Kenny does is he leans. He's gonna be using crutches. He's gonna be leaning, which to him, to Spenny, doesn't sound like standing. This is such a weird episode because this is so fucking weird. This is early on. The problem with Kenny versus Penny, and I said this today, is that we don't know who they are. So you're coming in. It's like, for example, right? There's this. This is gonna be such a weird example, but fuck it. There's this YouTube couple, Catherine and Austin McBroom, and the first video they did, they're super popular. And the first video that they did was a Q&A. We don't know who you are. So with Kenny versus Penny, we don't know who you are, and that was before internet, so it was super weird. So they go in, and then he starts saying, "Hey, this is leaning." So Spenny goes to a hot dog stand, and he's asking the guy, if somebody's leaning, would you say he's standing? And then the hot dog guy is standing. But then the way Spenny speak, it's clearly an ad. He says, "Oh, this is a very good hot dog shop. There's so many condiments."